Okay, this is Captain Bean up at Skylab. This morning we're going to take some EREP pictures of Africa. We just covered the coast. We just crossed the coast of Africa. We've got clouds that are following the outline, as you can see. What we're attempting to do today is take some pictures of an area just south of the Sahara Desert. This is part of a drought area in the Sahel, which is a six-nation area, about 500 miles in width, north to southwest, running from east to west, from the Atlantic to the Red Sea. We've had a 4 or 5 year drought in this area. What we hope to do in Skylab is to take some pictures of this area, and through study of these pictures, determine additional water sources or points where vegetation is not so affected by the drought. We know we aren't going to be able to control the weather from here with this equipment, so we can't prevent the lack of rain. Perhaps we can forecast in advance what sorts of vegetation will be affected the earliest, and perhaps from Skylab be able to see it affected even before someone on the ground. Now we're coming up to the drought area. You might be able to see on your ground that the ground below, on your TV, that the ground below us is not nice and green like it should be, but it's brown, reddish, sandy color. This drought has been in effect has been with these people over here, these 6 million people, for 4 or 5 years, and it's affected them greatly. Relief supplies are sent there frequently, but it's hard to supply food for 6 million people for a very long time. Just passed over the Ivory Coast. We're now in the Niger region, approaching the Sahara Desert. Back out. Okay, we've just been looking. Here's our orbital map. Here's Africa. Are you looking at Africa? I'll start again when you're ready. Okay, here's the continent of Africa. This has been our orbital path. The Sahel is an area that's about 500 miles in width, extending south from the Sahara. Here's the Sahara, from the Atlantic to the Red Sea. This area right here is under an extreme drought condition now, caused by lack of rain for the last 4 or 5 years, or a minimum of rain for the last 4 or 5 years. This is a six-nation area, and in that area, millions, several billions of people live. Now, from Skylab, we're not going to be able to make it rain. But we think from Skylab, we can look down with suitable sensors, photographs we actually did just a few moments ago, look down with these sensors and find areas that are not so affected by the drought, that might not be obvious to a man on the ground. We also think we'll be able to determine areas which have high probability of water tables not too distant below them. In other words, find spots that are good for possible digging of wells, for possible planting of crops where other spots nearby aren't so possible. We think this will be possible on a worldwide basis with equipment such as we're using in Skylab and with equipment such as we're using in our unmanned satellite Earth.